The Dallas Mavericks just can't catch a break. Over the last 365 days, this Dallas Mavericks team has been dealing with an injury or an illness with almost every single player on the roster, and that includes Cooper Flagg. Well, except for Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell honestly doesn't play enough to get injured, but shout out to Dwight Powell for always being healthy and available. But in yesterday's video, we went over how we had an update surrounding Anthony Davis and his progression to return. We know that Patrick Dumont is pretty much in charge of any player's return to play, making sure that they are indeed healthy and ready to return. But yesterday, we got another update surrounding another big man on the Dallas Mavericks team who will miss extended time, and this honestly looks worse than what they're saying. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the Dallas Mavericks, who's now hurt, how long are they out, and we do have an update on Anthony Davis, which I guess is the silver lining in all of this. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 23,182 subscribers. The channel grows by the day. We're on the road to 25K. And if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, subscribe today. Just a few bars for you guys before we got to go into some unsavory news, as the Dallas Mavericks are no strangers to injuries. We get injured literally just waking up and rolling out of bed, it seems. We just cannot fight the curse of this team constantly being injured. A lot of people would point out that it's probably Nico's fault, as he did choose the medical staff last season that really started off all these injuries, and some of these injuries are just coming back from last season. It's a lot of things that had previously happened that just aren't getting any better. But in the other night against the Miami Heat, we did get this update from Mark Stein saying it is feared that the Mavs face an extended injury absence for Dereck Lively II. The Stein line has learned. Held out Monday in Miami for right foot injury management, Lively has played in 7 of 19 games after offseason foot surgery and a recent knee issue. Now, at first, this kind of flew over my head like, oh, Dereck Lively's out. We know that he's not playing in back-to-backs for his knee. No problem. He'll be back eventually. But the Miami Heat game wasn't a back-to-back, and we didn't have Dereck Lively. And then when I took another look at the report, oh, it's now his foot and not his knee. We were told that Dereck Lively was going to miss time because of his knee, but now there's a foot issue. And if you remember over the offseason, well, last season into offseason, Dereck Lively did get surgery on his foot. He was in a boot for a while. He did come back to play towards the end of the season, but then over the summer, he did get more surgery. He had more time to rest. We thought the foot was taken care of. But if you forgot about the foot injury and where it came from, I'll pull this up right here. Back in January of 21, we had an injury report that Dereck Lively was questionable due to a right ankle sprain. But shout out to Kid Muse on Twitter. He took it another step further, saying the next day it would be announced that Lively had a stress fracture in his foot that was missed and would need season-ending surgery. He had gone through multiple practices and workouts during a stretch of 2 to 3 questionable games, likely causing the fracture. Now, if you remember, yes, this was because of Nico Harrison. Because Dereck Lively had a stress fracture in his foot, Nico Harrison said, no, he's fine. Just give him a few days off. Have him go through a full practice, and he will be good. It wasn't until one of our most trusted medical staff members intervened and said, no, we are going to get a second opinion when we get back to Dallas. He is not playing against Minnesota. And that's when we found out that, oh, he needs to get surgery. Thank you, Nico Harrison. But now this is becoming a bigger problem surrounding Dereck Lively. We know that Dereck Lively is good when he's healthy. We know that when he's healthy, he's one of the best young big men in this league with a tremendous upside and potential. But we also know that when he's healthy, he can help us win. Now, when is he healthy? That's really the question. It's not really a statement of when he's healthy. No, that's the question. When is he healthy? He really hasn't been that healthy the majority of his career so far. Things don't seem to be getting better. We are only 19 games into the season, but when will we finally see Dereck Lively, let alone this entire Dallas Mavericks team, fully healthy? It seems like we have a problem after problem after problem. Some people would point out that, hey, maybe we need to cut ties and trade Dereck Lively. Other people would say, well, you can't trade him now. He's got no value. I'd argue that there is value, just not the value that you'd want. Obviously, Dereck Lively is seen as a cornerstone piece to this young Dallas Mavericks core of Cooper Flagg, Max Christie, and then Dereck Lively. But you need healthy players, and that's the one thing this Dallas Mavericks team has not had over the last calendar year is healthy players. And I get it. If this year's a wash and next year's the real year of where you want to focus, then cool. Shut down Dereck Lively for the year, allow him to get surgery, fix his foot, and we'll come back next year. But if these same problems that has been persisting on this Dallas Mavericks team last season, this season, and next season, there has to be some form of change on this roster. We need healthy players. I'm tired of hearing that X player is great when healthy, when we don't know when they'll ever be healthy. But we did get more reports from Mark Stein that says the Mavericks say center Dereck Lively is currently being evaluated for swelling and discomfort in his right foot and will miss the team's upcoming 3-game road trip. The Mavericks say that a further timeline on Lively's status will be provided in approximately 7 to 10 days, very similar to Anthony Davis. We may not see Dereck Lively until after the new year. We may not see Dereck Lively until maybe after the trade deadline. I have no idea. But all these reports surrounding Lively, his foot, these injuries, does not bode well. It does not paint him in a good light. Like I said, he has missed a lot of time in his career, only playing about 55 games in his rookie year, 39 games last year, which we kind of forgave because everybody was hurt last year, so it was okay if he missed time. But this year, things were supposed to be different for the entirety of the team. Anthony Davis was supposed to be healthy. Dereck Lively was supposed to be healthy. We were supposed to hang tight until Kyrie Irving comes back. But honestly, it seems like Kyrie's going to come back and everyone else is going to be injured, and this season at that point would then be a wash. But a few other things that we definitely want to take a look at right here is the Mavericks' Anthony Davis is scheduled to practice Wednesday in a bid to be cleared for his first game action since October 29th. Dallas plays the Lakers on Friday night in Los Angeles, followed by Clippers on Saturday. He's working to get back, Mavs coach Jason Kidd said, which is great. And we got the report yesterday how Anthony Davis is hoping to come back on Friday's game against the Lakers. He's hoping to participate in practice today, but we do have confirmation Anthony Davis is practicing today. I would assume that he would get his rest on Thursday for Thanksgiving, and then Friday, boom. I'm almost certain that Anthony Davis is definitely going to play Friday, especially if we won't have Dereck Lively. But like I said, this does pose a bigger question for the Dallas Mavericks moving forward. If we do want to rebuild, which some people want to have happen, if that happens, do you rebuild with Dereck Lively? If we want to retool, which some people think that we should retool, just try to get some good pieces so we can stay competitive. Do you keep Dereck Lively? And then there's the other group of people who say just hang tight. Don't make any moves. Just wait till everybody's healthy and then gauge the team. But okay, cool. When will the team be healthy? Saying that the Dallas Mavericks will be good when healthy is no longer a statement, is now a question. When will the Dallas Mavericks be healthy? We haven't seen it in a very long time, and part of me feels like we're not really going to see it. That the Dallas Mavericks may just make some moves instead of waiting to see when this team will wait until this team will be healthy. Because at this point, it is now a gamble on these players' health, and honestly, I mean, I'm not a gambling man by any means. I would not gamble on the Dallas Mavericks getting healthy anytime soon. But a few more things that we definitely want to take a look at. This right here. Shout out to Nick Angstad. You know Nick from Locked On Mavs. He always does great work over there. Make sure you are subscribed and you check out his stuff if you haven't already. But he tweeted this out. Surely the second best defense in the league is a good team, right? Well, the Dallas Mavericks currently have the second best defensive rating in the entire NBA, right behind the Oklahoma City Thunder. And if you want to know how bad things are, the Dallas Mavericks are 5-14 with the second best defense, but we are only 8 points behind the Oklahoma City Thunder's defense. We are 0.1 point ahead of the Detroit Pistons in a total, a whole 0.8 points above the fifth best defense. That gap of defense between the Thunder and the Mavs is crazy big. And then when you look to the left on the offensive rating, we have an offensive rating of 105. The Thunder have a 119. I mean, the Rockets have a 122 offensive rating. So even though we have a great defense, we know that we have a bottom, the absolute worst offense in the NBA, which in turn makes everything that much more difficult for the Dallas Mavericks. But the Dallas Mavericks have, like I said, they have the second best defensive rating in the NBA this season. The offensive rating is the worst in the NBA. They are 23rd in overall net rating this season. So when you put everything into perspective, when you try to find a silver lining, even though we haven't been playing with Anthony Davis for the majority of the season, that Dereck Lively has also missed time. The Dallas Mavericks somehow, some way, has the second best defense without two of their most important bigs. You got to give the team some props. You got to give Jason Kidd props as well, that even though you have a very hobbled and broken team that can't stay healthy, the only real silver lining in all of this is that you can maintain one of the best defenses in the league. And I have been arguing that if we had just the 15th best offense, if we had the middle of the pack offense, we'd be a much better team in this NBA. In this season, we'd have a better record. But the reality is we have the worst offense with the second best defense, and we are 5 wins. We have 5 wins to show for it. But you let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think that Dereck Lively is worth keeping around and hopefully he'll get healthy soon? Or are you tired of all these injuries and you want to see some change? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We'd have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all, take care. Drink water. Peace.